Hello, Jessie, and welcome to your North Node reading. First of all, thank you so much for your patience. January has been a trying month, and I have spent a lot of time in deep reflection and solitude and peace and nature and meditation and really just sort of stepping away from emails, stepping away from technology, stepping away from even videos so that I could recenter and rebirth myself, as many of us are feeling that rebirth energy. So thank you for your patience, and we are going to be discussing your North Node. I happen to know a lot about your North Node because I am the opposite. You have a North Node in Pisces and a South Node in Virgo. I happen to have a South Node in Pisces and a North Node in Virgo. So I'm very familiar with these two signs, and I'm extremely familiar with what it is that they embody and how that plays out in your life. It's no doubt in my mind that you are in this lifetime as a healer, that you are here with this Piscean energy sitting in the 12th house of karmic endings and cycle completions, that you are here to embody change. You are here to embody the shift that's happening currently on the planet as we have entered the age of Aquarius officially, December 21st, the winter solstice, Saturn and Jupiter moving into Aquarius. And as such, you have found or will be finding your way and your footing in a brand new way. I see that there's a lot of really positive changes and positive aspects that are going to be coming up for you here in recent years. And as this happens, I feel like you're going to really come into your own, and you're going to feel more and more like a powerful leader and a powerful healer. Excuse me, just one moment. Please excuse the interruption. I have kitties, and I shut the door to this room, and they oftentimes decide in the middle of a reading that they would like to go out. So excuse the interruption. So as I was saying, I feel like you are going to be feeling like you are most definitely growing and thriving, expanding. I'm hearing expansion. There's a lot of energy at play that feels very magical with this age of Aquarius, but also destructive, right? We have to destruct, we have to let foundations fall and crumble in order to rebuild and resurrect. And that's what we're feeling. So there is a lot of scorpionic energy as well coming through here in the age of Aquarius, where we will be going through a death and a rebirth and a major transformation as a society, as a global society, and as individuals. And of course, as twin flames, we're no strangers to the death and rebirth process and the deep shadow work, the dark night of the soul, the ego deaths, and the transformation process in general. So let us begin with the cards. Now, I've chosen 5 decks here that I feel will be the most beneficial for this reading. I do have the Animal Spirit Guidebook. So we're going to be looking into the animal spirit energy that is currently guiding you on your path. I do have the Soul Truth Awareness deck, so we'll choose a card from that, probably either the beginning or the ending of the reading. The Keepers of the Light deck to find out what guides are with you on your journey. I also have the Angels and Ancestors deck, which is a deck by Kyle Gray. And then we have the Energy of the Hero's Journey Oracle. So these are all really powerful decks that I was called to use. We are going to... Okay, they want me to start with the Animal Spirit Guidebook. So take a couple deep breaths in for me, Jessie, just inhaling in, holding, exhaling out. Do that about 5 times total, and I'll start to shuffle and really feel into your energy. Holding at the top for a few counts, holding at the bottom of the exhale before you enter the next inhale. Deep breaths, inhaling, really allowing the belly to just really protrude out on the inhale, and then on the exhale, drawing belly button to spine. relaxing, unwinding, grabbing a cup of tea, tuning in. We call on the archangels of the highest order. We call on Jessie's guides and my guides, her higher self and my higher self, to assist us with this reading, to clarify what it is that needs to be clarified. And I ask that I be a vessel, a pure vessel of divine truth, divine clarity, divine compassion, divine love, divine direction, and divine guidance. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have bear energy and dragon energy. There's an energy here with dragon of zeroing in on something. So something that there's an aspect of your life that you are zeroing in on is what I'm hearing. It's like intuitively, there's an intuitive understanding that's happening or occurring at this time, and you're seeing things more clearly, but you're also, rather than seeing the bigger picture, you may be honing in on a few aspects that you are currently working on. And, you know, dragon energy relates to air, earth, right? The air dragons, the earth dragons, the water dragons, the fire dragons. They're showing me air dragons, which tells me that there's a lot of shifts and changes taking place right now for you, especially as you move deeper and deeper into your North Node energies and your North Node mission. They're also showing me the energy of you truly embodying your spirit. So really allowing your spirit to take its home, to take its rightful place in your body. So spirit and body, it's like an entanglement, but it's a beautiful entanglement. So when we look at the dragon energy, this is a spiritual energy that we're tapping into. So the way this deck is divided is it's divided by the elements, and then we have the element of spirit. So this is about, seeing your most authentic self, ego death. So, you know, seeing through the eyes of the soul rather than the eyes of the mind or the ego. And to be a true healer, this is what one needs to do anyway. One needs to be able to truly tap into that energy of, okay, I am a true healer. And as a true healer, I have to be my most authentic self, because how can I possibly conceivably be a healer if I'm pretending, if I'm being inauthentic, or if I'm not allowing myself to truly embody, communicate, hear with the eyes of the soul. So we become true inhabited healers when we allow ourselves to merge mind, body, and spirit. So there's a merging of mind, body, and spirit going on. This is the all-seeing eye, right? This energy, the spiritual energy. And this is the energy that's been with us. It's sort of like if you've ever read by Michael A. Singer, the name of the book is evading me at the moment. The something soul. Oh my gosh, I can see it. There's a picture of a horse running free and wild on the cover, and it's evading me, and hopefully I'll think of it. So it's the energy of being the observer and realizing that your mind can sometimes be your enemy. Your mind isn't necessarily your friend. The ego isn't necessarily your friend. It's protecting you, but it's also keeping you protected from love and abundance and joy and happiness. And so it's like stepping back and saying, I'm the observer of this situation. I'm the observer of these events that are going on in the world. I'm the observer. I'm watching myself, right? I'm watching. So who are you? Are you the body? Are you the mind? Are you your thoughts? Are you your emotions, which all feel very uncontrollable at times and volatile and chaotic? Or are you that purer, calmer energy that resides within in a deeper place that is the voice of the soul? That is the all-seeing. This has been with you since birth. It will be with you until death and as you transition as well. So this is about waking up to that inner world. When this energy is awakened, when we're not asleep, when the energy is awakened inside of us, we're very courageous and we're visionaries. And Pisces has a very visionary energy. Very, very contradictory to your Virgo South Node energy, which can be very constricting, which can feel sort of like analysis paralysis, like you don't start a project, like in past lifetimes, that Virgo energy that could be some karmic influences coming through in this lifetime. That would be like, for instance, the example of starting something, not finishing it, or not feeling brave or courageous enough to follow through with something because it's not perfect. So there's this sort of perfectionism, this idealism that comes through with Virgo energy that can be paralyzing, right? Paralyzing to the human self. So the soul can feel very constricted in that Virgo energy, but the Piscean energy is very expansive. when you're flowing downstream and you're just allowing things to happen, you're like, I'm just flowing, I'm just feeling, I'm just being, rather than fighting upstream, which would be the Virgo energy, you can feel this energy of feeling just attuned with nature, just like balance. There's a sense of real balance here and being able to just be and just exist. So this is about witness consciousness, this dragon energy. And it's like you're traveling with this great friend inside of you who only wants the best for you, who only sees the best for you, and who's going to alert you to any dangers, but is not going to keep you in that state of fear like the ego does, but instead is going to say, hey, there's something ahead you might want to take notice of. Right? It's like the voice of the soul is quiet, the voice of the ego is loud and annoying and obnoxious, but the voice of the soul is like, hey, you might want to take note of that up there. You should maybe check that out. And sometimes when you're looking in the mirror, you might even see this self, right, behind the eyes, the true self that exists in your eyes. Or you might even see that, you might look through your eyes, and if you've really gone through that soul merge with your counterpart, you might even see them when you look in your own eyes. So I know I've experienced that, and it's very powerful, very transformative. So I'm seeing also fire energy here. So the breath of fire is something you could do. It's a very, very powerful breath. I don't always recommend novices or beginners do it without actually doing it in a group setting. I would highly recommend going to a yoga studio and checking out, the breath of fire and doing it with other people so that you're in the safety and sanctity of that space in case anything happens, in case you feel a little dizzy or in case you feel a little discombobulated or it feels very intense and you process emotions. But if you're comfortable, if you're an experienced yogi, if you're an experienced breath practitioner, breath of fire is something that's going to be extremely, extremely transformative for you. So this is really about, it speaks to the energy of this inner fire, right? This Agni, this inner fire. It's also called sacred intelligence. So again, if you've studied yoga a little bit or a lot, you'll be familiar with this Agni. And this is about that divine intelligence that exists within you, that spark of fire. And I also feel solar plexus energy here. So coming into, the seat of your personal power, coming into this place where you really feel like I'm in my power, like I don't have to rely on things outside of myself. Like I know truly and fully who I am, and I can trust myself, right? I can trust in that energy. I can trust in this transformation that's taking place. Now, bear energy is an earthy energy. Virgo energy is an earth energy. So I feel like this is speaking more to your Piscean north node, and this speaks more to your Pisces south node. So let's have a look at that bear energy. Let's see what bear wants to say. So just looking here, I feel like this is the sun shining. There's a sense of radiance shining on this bear. It's like coming out of hibernation and waking up and feeling like you're having this spiritual awakening. So this talks about new beginnings for you. And it's like wiping the slate clean. So it's saying, I don't have to live in the past anymore. I don't have to live in that analysis paralysis, in that place where I don't start projects or I don't finish projects or I don't make changes because I'm scared of what might happen or what could happen. Instead of this is the energy of allowing the sun to shine on you, that fifth house energy that Leo embodies, and really allowing that energy to just transform your mind, transform the way you think, transform the way you view things, transform your actual physical reality. So this is, I feel like springtime is going to be very significant, or is always very significant for you. So springtime, bringing a lot of changes, bringing a lot of transformation and shifts, and understanding that, at first it might feel like you might feel a little clumsy making these changes or going through these transitions or stepping into the light or stepping towards the light, because you may have been doing a lot of shadow work for a long time, or you felt like you've been in that dark night of the soul for decades, as many divine feminines have felt. But there is the dawning of a new day that's upon you at this time, Jessie. And this represents somebody who's really on the cusp of, it's like that Fool energy in the major arcana. You're on the cusp of brand new directions, personal transformation. And although this may feel like you may feel a little awkward or cumbersome, or it may feel like there's a lot of obstacles in your path, understand that the warmth of the spring, right? Coming out of this winter energy, we're emerging into the spring in a few months here. And that warmth is going to feel really, really jovial for you. It's going to feel really healing for you. And it's going to bring out this inner healer more and more. And it's going to allow you to step more and more into that witness consciousness. And just, this is really all about your transformation. It's about a deep, deep sense of transformation. And this also speaks of movement, like moving, exercising. So moving your physical body will be really beneficial at this time as well. Just getting the blood flowing is what I'm hearing. Probably after maybe some time of being a little sedentary or feeling, like 2020 was pretty sedentary for most of us. It was hard to keep up with a regular exercise schedule. And then you can change that energy now, and you can step into this energy of feeling more balanced, more at ease, and just more excited about moving, more excited about exercising, approaching it from a different perspective and realizing it's like, I have the gift of being able to move my body. Not everyone has that. So being appreciative, being mindful of that, being grateful for the ability to really move your body and move these energies. Moving your body physically is going to move the emotional energies around. Okay, so looking at the Soul Truth deck. Wow. What am I grateful for? We just talked about gratitude, being grateful for being able to move your body. What am I grateful for? So it says, adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time, right? So letting gratitude step over the face of fear. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and think of 3 things for which you are grateful today. Notice the abundance growing inside you. And I would recommend doing this during, beginning stages of the day. So morning, maybe even mid-afternoon, and then at night. Definitely in the morning, definitely at night. So 2 other cards popped out, which I wanted to touch on briefly. What passion am I ready to pursue? Yeah, this is all about your transformation. It's like, what am I wanting to pursue? Because there's a feather here, I feel like perhaps you want to journal about this. Perhaps this is something you want to write about. And then perhaps this could be connected to the new moon that's coming in the sign of Aquarius on February 11th. So perhaps you want to just look into that and see, feel into that. How does it feel, right? How does it feel is always the question we should be asking ourselves. How does this feel? Is this right for me? Is this right for me? Which direction do I want to take? Because you have a lot of options right now with all these transformations. You're seeing things in a new light from a new set of eyes. The world and life looks different for you right now. Very different, very new. It's like a baby seeing the world for the first time going, oh wait, I'm back here. But then we have amnesia, and then we forget, and everything feels new, and every experience, the first time we fall in love, the first time we taste peanut butter, right? The first time, unless you have a peanut allergy, which sucks, or almond butter, the first time you have ice cream, the first time you experience, dancing in the rain, or feeling the snow. So it's like, what am I grateful for? Like touch into your 5 senses there. We have more than 5 senses, obviously, but the physical senses. And then what am I ready to pursue, right? What's calling to me? Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose, to your destined path, to your mission. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? This is about tapping into that inner child. What does she want? What makes her feel happy? What passion is ready to come alive in you? Write a list of the passions to which you want to give life right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you're passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you towards your dream life. Pisces energy, your North Node, is a dreamer. You're a dreamer at heart. You believe in the goodness of people. You believe in the goodness of this planet. You believe that, it's like Pisces believes that everything that you want can be manifested. Pisces is a dreamer. Pisces is a spiritual teacher, is on a spiritual quest, a spiritual mission. Am I focused on what I am gaining or losing? Are you going through some change? Yes, you are. We have bear energy. Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually new beginnings. Beautiful, right? Just as I talked about in the beginning, we have to have, it's the duality. We have to have the light and the dark. We have to have endings to have beginnings. Today, make a list of all the things you will gain from the change you are going through. Feel deep in your heart. Take a breath. Deepen into trust. Amazing things are on their way. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the Keepers of the Light deck. So in the Keepers of the Light deck, we are looking for the energy of who is currently assisting you or walking with you on your path, Jessie. So who's currently walking with you on your path? Who is currently walking with Jessie? Who is currently walking with Jessie? Who's currently walking with Jessie, please? Ooh, we've got a lot of interesting Gaia, Earth connection. So Mother Gaia, deep, that feminine energy, Mother Gaia, Father Sky, Mother Earth, okay? So the energy of helping to ascend the planet, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. Just a reminder to stay grounded. You have that very earthy energy here of bears, so you've got very grounded, earthy energy coming through anyway. But just another reminder, soul reminder, stay grounded through all the changes that are being precipitated on the planet right now. Interesting. We have hope. Love and acceptance. This is about radical self-acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choose loving thoughts. So this is a lotus flower. The lotus flower blooms from very muddy existence, okay, from the mud and the sand. And in the nighttime, the lotus flower curls back up into itself. And in the daytime, the lotus flower blooms and rises and gains length. And again, at nighttime, curls back up into itself, and in the daytime, rises. So we see the duality even in the lotus flower. We see the growth, we see the healing that happens every day and every night, much like the sun and the moon, right? We have the moon, we can't have the sun without the moon. We can't have the darkness without the light. You know, and so this is about loving and accepting all parts of your journey right now, stepping deep into a place of self-worth, solar plexus energy here, as well as orange sacral chakra. So the second and third chakras. Sacral chakra speaks of creativity, divine intelligence, and it also speaks of the womb energy. So mother healing or womb healing. We womb heal as feminines, whether male or female, in order to heal from past relationships, because as a feminine energy, you were receiving and the other energy was giving. So healing the womb is coming up very strongly here, healing your creative divine intelligence. So again, what is it that you want to pursue? What is it that you wish to bring into creation at this time? These are all your Piscean North Node energy. So Pisces energy coming through very strong here as an element of creation, of bringing things into creation, of stepping through. If you felt some sort of like blocks or obstacles or stagnancy or resistance from your Virgo South Node, you're going to start to break through those barriers very soon here. And I see this new moon in Aquarius on February 11th being very significant for you breaking through these barriers. I love this. Diana she's a wild woman, okay? She brings out the inner wild feminine. Focused intention. Think about what you deserve or desire, Set your sights high and expect the best possible outcome. There's a lot of energies here of transformation. We've got the bear energy. We've got what am I ready to pursue? What am I grateful for? This is all about new beginnings, new things that are transpiring in your environment, new things that are transpiring all around you, within you and all around you. When I see Diana come up, she's one of the most powerful guides in my opinion. If you have any knowledge of mythology, she was the Roman moon goddess and she represented the hunt. And if you notice, she's got kind of a little larger than a new moon, but she's got the moon energy there right above her head. It's like crowning her. So she's deeply connected to the moon. She's also known as Artemis in Greek mythology. So you may have heard of her in Greek mythology. And she always pretty much is depicted with wild animals surrounding her. And of course, the connection to the moon. She connects with these wild animals, the wild energy, the wild feminine, the wolf energy that I have that represents our channel, my channel. It's that feminine, that call of the wild, right? That exists deep within the feminine, of wanting to break free from cycles and patterns, from restrictions, from society, from what we are supposed to be or supposed to do. And you see that she's holding a bow and arrow here. And this signifies being able to really, really focus in on a vision. Now that makes me think of the dragon energy, being extremely focused intention, knowing exactly what it is that you want and not allowing anything to get in the way, okay? So any fears that come up, it's just, they're there actually as your compadre. There's a friend to remind you of how powerful you are, to remind you of how far you've come. So focus, focus, focus. And I'm feeling also this focus might be very powerful around the Leo full moon that's coming on the 28th this week in just a few days. I think today's the 25th, so, or maybe today's the 26th. So it's coming up, Wednesday or Thursday of this week. So you want to really set those intentions for the full moon of bringing something to fruition, because full moons talk about bringing something to fruition. New moons talk about bringing something new in. Full moons can also talk about closing out of cycle. So karmic cycles closing, releasing something, letting something go, so that you can invite in something new on the new moon. You may also be experiencing some insomnia at this time, or you may have always sort of been a night owl, because when I see Diana, she's most powerful at night. And when this energy comes through, it tells me you may have trouble sleeping, or you may not be necessarily a morning person, or maybe you were in the past and you aren't now, or vice versa. Okay. So what's happening at night is you're receiving important downloads, you're receiving information from your guides, from your highest self. And so you want to maybe keep a journal, especially a dream journal is what I'm hearing. And you want to write these things down, because there's patterns that are going to start to emerge rather quickly here that are going to be very prominent in helping you decide what your next steps are on your path. You're asked to listen to your own inner guidance, and I call it the inner GPS at this time, your own wisdom that will guide you into your own soul and also guide you towards the goal. Okay. So moving into your true power. She's especially a powerful guide for women. So helping women grow into their most powerful, authentic version. No apologies necessary. And then we have the energy here of Mercury, suggesting open communication. So this is about speaking with truth, healing that throat chakra. So you could wear dark blue colors to help heal the heart chakra. You could also eat wild blueberries, anything, trying to think of another food that's blue. It's kind of hard to think of. But the first thing that comes to mind would be wild blueberries. Very, very healing for the throat chakra to help you speak your truth, embody your truth, as well as there are particular stones, dark blue in nature. I can't think of the stone names off the top of my head here, but you could have those and you would wear them as close to your throat as possible to assist with open and healthy and honest communication, where you don't feel like you have to sidestep an issue. You feel like you can say and speak what's on your mind without fear of judgment of what the other person's going to think, or without even fear of hurting someone's feelings, but just speaking openly and honestly. And that's going to feel a whole lot better to you when you can do that with relationships that you have in your life. Okay? You speak up from a place of love, and you know that you deserve to be heard. You are worthy of being heard. Okay. So we have the Hermit energy, retreat and recharge. So Hermit energy shows up also in the major arcana. And we have great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. I'm feeling Father God very strongly. So I don't know if you're a religious person or not, or if you have your own beliefs, which is everything is accepted. Everything is beautiful. It's just the way it is. No need to change anything. No need to judge. We just accept. And there's this energy of peace. So you're being taught how to live and move and act from a place of peace, how to think from a place of peace. You also have Archangel Metatron here, sacred geometry. So he's coming through to assist you with, with resolving karma and also resolving problems, like issues or problems, and helping you find creative solutions. And also helping you trust in the divine timing of your life and the divine cycles of your life. You're learning right now, okay? You're in this process of hibernation, and I'm not at all surprised to see this because we had hibernation here, the bear. So I love it when things line up so beautifully in a reading here. It's like, oh, everything's lining up beautifully. And we're seeing now, this is what the bigger picture is. You have this hibernation energy so that you can start to see clearly. Everything comes together really beautifully. And retreat and recharge, right? You are recharging your own batteries. You're dwelling in the cave of your own heart and of your own soul at this time. And you're not necessarily open to external influences. So you may be pushing people away at this time. You're just really in this place of recouping so that you can continue growing and expanding, and you can continue giving as this healer that you are with your North Node in Pisces. So all information in this place, this cave, this dwelling of your own heart and soul, is coming from a place of the highest good, the highest love, the highest capacity. So this is about your capacity to go within and again arrive at the cave of your own heart, the dwelling of your own heart. All of the answers that you're seeking lie within. Okay, and this is how you're preparing to become that incredible healer that you are with that North Node in Pisces. You're an incredible healer. This is about you overcoming addictions, because Piscean energy, some of the karmic influences or some of the healing work that needs to be done with a North Node in Pisces would be either surrounding yourself with people that have addictions or people that are sort of in those lower level vibrations, thinking that you have to save them. So it's sort of this energy of it's like a wounded bird syndrome, and then you come along as a Florence Nightingale and you nurse them all back to health, and then they leave because they're a different person and your energies and vibrations don't match. So actually what's more beautiful to do is to help them see their truest, most authentic self. But it's not about you like forcing, or it's not even about you showing, or it's not about you forcing. It's not about you needing them to experience that. As a great teacher, as a great healer that you are, it's about you teaching and showing them the door and saying, this is the way to ultimate freedom, by being that ultimate freedom, by being that ultimate healed version of yourself. And so you don't have to sacrifice your energy, your time, your emotions, okay, or your heart or your love. You can have an equal exchange of energy. You don't have to sacrifice yourself to save others. This could also mean that you've experienced addictions in your life. And maybe you didn't know it at the time, but now you can look back on it and say, oh, those were addictions that I was struggling with, that I was dealing with. And so now you can say, oh, I can see how far I've come, and you can honor that and respect the path that you've taken to get to where you are. And it could also mean you could have been born into a family where there's a lot of judgment with this South Node in Virgo. I see you could have chosen to be born into a family where there was a lot of judgment, expectations of perfection. And so you kind of curled into yourself, right? We talked about the lotus flower. You sort of curled into yourself. And you're being asked to fly now and to take flight and freedom. But after a period of hibernation, it's like after a period of hibernation, all the truth is revealed. Everything comes to the surface. And you can act and begin to emerge from a place of just divine truth, divine intelligence, divine wisdom, and divine love, with compassion for others, but compassion for yourself first is what I'm seeing here. The great teacher has compassion for himself or herself first and foremost, and fills up his or her own cup first, and then can give from that place of fullness. And then you replenish that cup when it starts to get depleted before you go out and try to heal anybody. So it's not about healing other people through giving up parts of yourself or giving away your power. It's rather about holding strong in your power and healing from that place of empowerment and allowing others to experience your energy as fully empowered, as fully embodied, and that fills them up naturally without you having to give any part or aspect of yourself away. There's also an energy here. You see this mark on his head, okay? So there's an energy. Let's see. It's interesting. We have Archangel Metatron. We have this divine geometry coming up, sacred geometry coming up in both of these cards. This is about, there's a Sri Yantra symbol behind him, which may be hard to see here. And this speaks of the union, the inner union of the masculine and feminine. Let's see if we can, if you can see the triangles and if you can see the design all surrounding him and all around him. Basically, he's embodying this energy, this support from Mother Gaia and Father Sky. So this support from the masculine and feminine energies, so that he doesn't have to pull from these energies outside of himself, but he knows that he has it inside of himself. So all the answers lie within. You become the great teacher by spending a lot of time alone. Doesn't mean that you're lonely, but by spending a lot of time in your own, basically in the dwelling again of your own soul. Okay, I'm actually not going to take all those cards. I would like to ask, What does Jessie need to know moving forward, coming out of this Hermit energy? Summer energy. So you've got spring as being significant. You've got nighttime as being significant. Now you have summer as being significant. Bask in joy and light. Bee symbolizes community. So I see you coming out of this hibernation and really rejoining forces in society, but from a new empowered perspective, from a higher perspective of seeing things not as you want them to be, but as they are, but like accepting things as they are, and actually cooperating and working with others in a much more productive manner, in a way that makes you feel much less depleted, because this community, this energy is, instead of depleting you, it's actually energizing you. This is like the energy of the Sun card in the Major Arcana. It's one of the most powerful cards in the Major Arcana, one of the most positive cards, talking about really coming out of the darkness, coming into the light, and finding the honey, like seeking the honey out in life again, seeking the goodness, seeking the sweetness, the sweet nectar of life, and being able to drink that again. And so a lot of these energies of sort of like dwelling, right? Dwelling in the cave of your own soul. That is beautiful, and that serves a purpose. But what's going to happen is you're going to step into this place where things just really shift in a beautiful way for you. So what else is coming up for you? We have, now this has come out twice. I put it back in and then it came back out. So this is significant. Notice the wings that she has. So the wings can signify the back of the heart chakra. So the front of the heart chakra, of course, in the front side of the body, but the back of the heart chakra can be sometimes more closed or more difficult or challenging for us to really get in touch with. So this speaks of unlocking that magic within you and understanding that she's holding this, basically this bowl of transformation of magic. And again, she's seeking nothing outside of herself. She realizes that she holds all the potential and possibility, that infinite possibility within herself. And it's like something is brewing inside of her. Something is brewing. This magic is brewing. It's growing inside of you. When you open up the back of your heart chakra, you feel freedom. You can breathe easier. You feel as though you can trust more. You can trust on a deeper level. You don't have to fear that people are going to hurt you or life is out to get you. It's more of walking and living from a place of assuredness and certainty, and realizing that no matter what, that even if life isn't certain and people's actions aren't certain, the relationships aren't certain, jobs aren't certain, nothing is certain except your own heart, your own soul. It's like coming into that place of deep, deep balance within and realizing that, you know what, I have got myself. I've got myself. And this is a strong message that's coming through for you. I've got myself. I know who I am. So it's stop looking outside of yourself and recognize that you have this immense, immense power within you. Okay, so when we talk about magic, and it's spelled this way with a K, it's the energy of the universe, and it's up talking about manifestation and creation through the direction and power of your own free will. And it changes according to your energetic frequency, your energetic code, okay, the aura that you're giving off, the aura that you're embodying. So what is it that how would you like to direct your will to bring something into manifestation or creation? Okay. Magic Guardian works with shamans. Shamans are energy medicine people, man or woman. She works with the energy. She walks with shamans, and she calls on the energy of magic to help them manifest something that will be healing and supportive. This is really significant for your Pisces North Node, because this is about directing energy that's for the highest good of all involved. Not just you, right? Not just our ego, not just what the ego wants or needs, but for the highest good of the collective, for the highest good of, let's say, your client, for the highest good of everyone who surrounds you. And it's like, it's not just about me. I'm part of a much, much greater whole. I'm part of a collective. So same thing when with our twin flame situation, it's like, this is what's for the highest good of not just me, but if there's children involved, if there's a counterpart, if there's a partner involved on either side, what's for the highest good of everyone involved? And then that's what's going to come to fruition. Of course, fears aside, right? So let's take a look at, so think of your North Node as a challenging path. It's your destined path, and there can be some resistance. Okay, your ego especially, because it's stepping out of your comfort zone, which is your South Node. But the thing is that the South Node acts as a cozy blanket. It's a comfort zone because we've been there for many, many, many years. So we spend a lot of energy and time in the South Node. But here's the thing, it doesn't help us grow. It keeps us stagnant. It keeps us stuck in our past. It keeps us repeating cycles, and it keeps us meeting the same people over and over again in different bodies. Okay, the same lessons get repeated. It's like Groundhog Day over and over. And then we find ourselves in this place of stagnation. So success, true success and abundance comes from having that courage to really step forward into your North Node. And that's you stepping into the path of being a healer. So if you've been in like a corporate job or a conventional job for a long time, this is going to be asking a lot out of your ego. It's going to be asking your ego to step aside, which is why you're in this hibernation mode, because you're going to come into some great revelations during this time. So the North Node can be thought of as the path of your highest potential. And I look at it as like this path that seems, it's like a far off land that doesn't seem attainable, but it holds great, great, great potential. But we have to feel like we're good enough. We have to heal that not enoughness wound. We have to realize that we're the agent of change and growth in our lives. So the North and South Node aren't actually planetary bodies. They are points. Okay, they're points where the moon intercepts the Earth's orbit around the sun. And they're so important to me. They're way important because it talks about your destiny, not just your personality, which is your sun sign, right? Or your emotions, which is your moon sign, or your Mars sign, which is your will, right? It talks about your destiny, and it talks about what you came here to accomplish. It talks about your soul's mission. This is why it's so important in the path of twin flames. So when you're magnetized to your North Node, you're aligned to your soul. So these nodes are thought to have points of soul magnetism. So your North Node represents your soul mission or the next great experience for your soul growth. And it pulls you into your most expansive future, but it can oftentimes, it's like, it can feel like it's pulling, it can feel like it's trying to get you to level up. And oftentimes we experience resistance. And your South Node represents your karmic past. It's that Achilles heel. And it's like this energetic buckets of habits and programming and people and situations and even karma from past lifetimes that you came here to resolve once and for all. Okay, many of us are doing that right now. Many of us are doing that in 2021. It also represents the talents that you're carrying over from past lifetimes and how you're going to accomplish this mission of being this incredible healer that you are, okay? Look, you've got a major arcana here. This is interesting. There's only 4 major arcana cards out of this whole entire deck of the hero's journey. And what did I pull for you? The quest. Plunge boldly into life. There's a fire energy here. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. There's a fire energy. Again, we have the energy of the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, the second and third chakras. If you're not familiar with the chakras, I would definitely say connect to the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra, okay? Also higher chakras for you, and 2 higher chakras, 2 lower chakras are really coming into mind. A lot of twins right now are in need of energy healing. That happens to be something that I do offer. I offer 30 minutes and 60 minutes. I haven't advertised it really so much, but I may start advertising it because I'm feeling that it's going to be more and more necessary for people, especially as we move more and more into the path of this age of Aquarius and as things are shifting on a much, much broader scale and a much more grander scale within and without. So let's look at this. Do you know that, Jessie, I've never actually pulled this card? That is astounding to me, but I've never actually pulled this card. So let's see. So this is talking about you crossing this threshold from the ordinary, or let's say the 3D world, okay, the matrix, into the world beyond that, into the world of dragons, right? Into the world of transformation, into the world of magic, right? With the magic guardian, into the world where anything is possible. Anything and everything is possible, limitless possibilities. And this is where the rules no longer apply. The matrix doesn't apply. Time doesn't apply. Time isn't real. It's man-created. It's a societal construct. Society, the rules of society, the rules of the ego, they don't apply. So in the 3D world, right, the ego says run, right? It keeps you in fear. Run from things that scare you. Don't allow yourself to grow. Don't allow yourself to grow these wings. Don't allow yourself to open up. You know, the back of the heart chakra representing your ability to transcend fear. Don't allow yourself to do that, to open up, because that could cause pain. But by keeping yourself closed off, you're also keeping yourself closed off to love, and to possibility, to happiness, to joy, to abundance, to experiences. We understand in this higher realm that failing doesn't mean, or falling doesn't mean failing. So we understand that we can explore our depth. We can plunge boldly, that we can do this with courageousness and with a deep, deep inner knowing and desire that this is what we came for. This is absolutely, so you're preparing for this plunge. You're preparing to go boldly where no man has ever gone before. And you understand now that your shadow has led you to your greatest gifts, that this time in hibernation of experiencing the shadow, of plunging into the depths of sadness, despair, or fear, or anger, or pain, has actually led you to rise. So on the other side of that, you get to rise. You get to understand that everything, you get to accept all parts of yourself and show all parts of yourself love. And you're no longer blaming anyone outside of yourself because you've gone within. You're realizing this is how you become this magnificent healer, Jessie. You're realizing that you take full responsibility for all of the experiences that you're having or that you've ever had. So this is a very significant time for you. It's a very significant journey, okay, that you're on. And, you know, this is about growing into your fullest potential, your highest potential. And these cards are all here to help you seek that knowledge, grow, shine brighter, experience that soul growth and expansion, and illuminate your path, just illuminating the path for you. It's interesting because Virgo represents, you know, I talked about analyzing. All the signs represent something. Virgo represents I analyze, whereas Pisces represents I believe. You see how the dichotomy is there? And that's what's beautiful, is that Virgo sits in the 6th house of structure and rules, and Pisces sits in the 12th house of transformation and karmic closure and dissolving the closure, or dissolving the karma. So both of these signs are signs of health and healing. Virgo represents health. Okay, it can represent physical health. So in past lifetimes, you may have also carried over into this lifetime some ailments. Okay, some ailments that may have popped up, health ailments that you've been dealing with. But you have the potential to heal yourself. You're a self-healer. You're an incredible self-healer. And your destiny in this lifetime is one of healing, is one of generosity, is one of giving back to society and helping others. The wellness industry will be the path, you know, in some form will be the path where you carry the most potential to really change the world, to make those changes that your soul so craves. And your natural teacher or guide, like we talked about with the addictions, and that can be because Virgo is the sign of analysis paralysis and perfectionism, and because Pisces can be kind of a nervous Nelly if they are unhealed, okay, if they're dealing with taking on other people's stuff and junk and shit, so to speak. Both signs can be prone to addiction. So this is your lifetime to rise out of that. And Virgo being ruled by Mercury, okay, and we have Mercury's somewhere. Mercury's here, right? Open communication, speaking from the heart. So we have that. Now your Virgo South Node is ruled by Mercury. It's associated with the analytical left brain. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which governs the creative right brain. Neptune is all about magic. It's all about creativity. It's all about expansion. So with these lunar nodes, okay, with these nodes, you're constantly balancing fact versus fantasy, intuition versus logic. What's real, what's not? Can I believe in what's real even though I can't see it? Your Virgo South Node will say no. Your Pisces North Node says hell yes. So you can be this masterful manifestation magnet. You have this ability, but you have to take yourself out of that mode of micromanaging and seeking answers and explanations of everything. I can so relate to this because I have a Virgo North Node. I can so relate to this. Your Pisces North Node wants you to just accept and believe, but your Virgo South Node is going to pull you into that arena of, well, what's the proof? Where's the proof? I don't see the proof. So Pisces says, I believe it so I can see it. And this is very important and vital in your twin flame journey. Guess what? Your Virgo node says, I have to see it to believe it. So you want to understand that there's a very interesting energy playing out here, okay? Where you can step into this role of creative freedom, being the artist, being the healer, deep imagination, intuition, trusting your psychic abilities over rationality, over logic, having faith in the universe, and allowing yourself to be supported by the divine, supported by a force and a faith greater than yourself. And knowing that you don't have to use substances to escape your feelings, that you can actually step into your feelings, and that you have the power to heal what you feel. And then that's what you want to embrace with your Pisces North Node. You want to release that perfectionism, that analysis paralysis from your Virgo South Node, of escaping through vices or addictions, like self-medicating, worry, anxiety, again, perfectionism, doing things the hard way, trying to control or micromanage situations, being skeptical, dismissing your intuition. Okay, so these are all things that you want to be really mindful of with that Virgo South Node, okay? You want to be really mindful of this. Why? Because these are all things that can influence your ability to be happy. They can influence your abundance. They can influence your ability to come into union. They can influence your ability to live a life that is more in flow with who you truly are, that is more in flow with what it is that you actually represent, and that is more in flow with what it is that you truly, truly desire. So whatever it is that you truly desire in this life, Jessie, it's absolutely being created. You're creating it with your mind. You're creating it with, you have this really powerful ability to manifest, but you have to believe in yourself, and you have to be willing to let go of the things that try to drag you down, the things that try to keep you in that 3D matrix, okay? So it's about escaping the matrix for you in this lifetime. It's about trusting in the divine, trusting in the power of your own intuition, trusting in the power of yourself to create and manifest a life that you deserve. I hope this has been helpful for you. It's been a pleasure to read for you, and I do feel like it came in divine timing. Everything always does. So again, thank you for your patience. I so look forward to working with you again. And if you are interested in energy healing, I'm currently only offering it to my current clients, but I may expand that here just whenever I'm called to. But at this time, it's only for current clients. So let me know if that's something you're ever interested in. And I send you lots of love, lots of hope, lots of faith in yourself and the divine and magic. And have a beautiful, beautiful day, Jessie. Take great care.